West Asia is on the edge, and the warnings from Iran are getting louder. Iran's army chief Amir Hatami has issued a direct warning to the US and Israel, saying any attack on Iran would come at a heavy cost. Just moments ago, an explosion rocked Iran's Gulf city. The explosion took place at a building in the Iranian city of Bandar Abbas on the Gulf coast. Iran's state TV said the explosion occurred at an 8-story building, destroying 2 floors, several vehicles and shops. 4 people died in the incident. Rescue and firefighting teams are on site providing assistance. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian blamed US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for stoking recent protests which swept the country.
Whether Trump, whether Netanyahu, whether the Europeans, all of them sought to provoke, create division and arm, and they brought a number of innocent people along with this current and poured them into the streets and incited them that this country must be torn to pieces, to create conflict and hatred among the people, to create division. In no normal social protest do people take up guns. They don't kill military forces. They don't set ambulances on fire. They don't set the bazaar on fire. They are protesters.
Iran's forces are on full military alert and ready to respond. The warning comes as Washington steps up its military presence in the Gulf, deploying a naval strike group led by the USS Abraham Lincoln, a move that has sparked fears of a direct military confrontation. Iranian Army Chief Amir Hatami said if the enemy makes a mistake, it will not only endanger its own security, but the security of the entire region, including Israel. He also rejected any notion that Iran's nuclear capabilities can be destroyed, even after recent US and Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites. His words come just a day after Donald Trump said he expects Iran to seek a deal rather than face American military action. Tehran's position, however, remains firm. Iran says it is open to talks on its nuclear program, but its missile capabilities and defensive power are off the table. Meanwhile, the risk of escalation at sea is also growing. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps is set to hold live-fire naval exercises on Sunday in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global energy supplies, prompting warnings from US Central Command against any unsafe or unprofessional actions. All of this unfolds against the backdrop of deep unrest inside Iran. Weeks of anti-government protests over economic hardship turned deadly, with vastly differing death tolls from Iranian authorities and rights groups. Now, President Masoud Pezeshkian is urging his government to listen to public grievances, saying only just governance can protect the state from collapse.
Satellite photos analyzed by the Associated Press show activity at 2 Iranian nuclear sites. Now, these sites are at Natanz and Isfahan. The Natanz site has seen a roof go up over top of what used to be an above-ground nuclear enrichment site used by Iran that had been enriching uranium up to 60% purity, which is a short technical step from weapons-grade levels of 90%. Now, the second site in Isfahan is over a structure that Israel destroyed in June, and the Israelis said at Isfahan they were targeting centrifuge manufacturing facilities. Now, all this comes as U.S. President Donald Trump is putting more pressure on Iran over its nuclear program. That's atop of the threat by Trump to use military force against Iran if it killed peaceful protesters or if it conducted mass executions. Now, already the USS Abraham Lincoln is in the region to carry out potential strikes, and that has seen the Iranians also offer their own threats against America. But this activity at the 2 nuclear sites seems to suggest, according to analysts, that Iran is trying to salvage what may remain after that June attack, and may be trying to do it without prying eyes of satellites seeing what they recover.